As a property manager, we get to deal with emergencies all the time. And whether that's a flood, a fire, it could be squirrels in the attic, it could be anything that's an emergency. You want to make sure you're prepared for that. And in today's session, I'm going to be covering some of the things that we do to best prepare. Hi, I'm Jarrett Lau, the founder of Green Ocean Property Management. First and foremost, you want to make sure that all your tenants have the contact information for you that's easy to reach. They might have an email, but that's not the best case in the email. In the sense of an emergency, you might have your phone number, and your phone might be on silent, or you might be asleep. So you always want to try to make sure that you have an emergency line. And we have an emergency line that's not only just an answering service, which most other companies have, where they just pick up a phone and say, let me take a message, and we'll get back to you, and they send it over to us. We have on staff 24/7, which is a huge difference. Our staff will actually be able to diagnose the issue, try to figure out what's going on, and if necessary, contact the vendor or determine that it can be pushed till the next day if it's not really deemed an emergency. So that's really important because we'll be able to actually take action rather than just saying, oh, let's leave a message and leave back. So make sure that your tenants will have the contact information to reach you at any point. In addition, you'll be able to know that you want to make sure that you have a list of vendors that will be able to help you out in the case of an emergency. Even in the case of a flood, you want to make sure that you have a cleanup crew, you want to have an electrician check anything because water always will get into electrical and could cause fires. You want to have plumbers on call that if there is a leak, you can be able to call them, they'll be able to get over there. And that leads me to my next point. You want to make sure that you know where all the shutoffs are in advance. You want to be able to tag them. So we have water shutoffs in the basement, typically next to your water meter, go and tag that. You want to be able to show that your tenants, hey, on the hot water tank, there's a cold and hot water shutoff, same thing, right? I take pictures of every single one of these shutoffs and we email them to the tenants and they have access to this. And that way, if there is an emergency and they're calling freaking out, they've been there before, they know what to do. We've walked them through the process, which actually saves you, the landlord, a ton of money because imagine a flood and imagine the difference between having a tenant run downstairs, shut off the water and be able to say, hey, we're good till a plumber comes and fixes it, rather than them just screaming, not knowing what to do, and then just flooding your house, right? So that's really good to have. In addition, our pre-inspections of the properties, that allows us to be able to know, hey, this is what could happen. We know what's deteriorating and just being proactive with it, but things always do happen. In addition, you're gonna wanna have a public adjuster that you can call and trust in the case of an insurance loss. These public adjusters, I've talked about it in another session, will help you fight against the insurance companies to get you what you deserve. They are a small percentage, but they typically pay for themselves. And then what ends up happening is that, they're gonna work and help you through the entire insurance process. In addition, you're going to want to make sure that you have repair and handyman people that will be able to make any repairs or fixes. We have a lot of times your doors or windows might get broken and they're exposed to the outside. And our handyman will be able to board it up at least until the next day or two until we can get a new window replacement or a new door. In addition, you're going to want to make sure that you have basic tools on you. I'll have a tool bag that I carry in my car just to be able to make any small repairs should it be necessary. And of course, you're going to want to have a locksmith as well because, locks do break. So really, those are some of the vendors that we have. We have our electricians, our plumbers, our locksmiths, our handyman, a public adjuster, and of course the tools of the trade to be able to just make sure you can take care of the small stuff. And then make sure that everybody knows how to reach the fire department and police, which is typically 911, but they should know. In addition, if there's any type of emergencies related to your gas or electric, make sure that they know, and I mean your tenants, how to contact the electric or gas company to be able to shut it off if at all necessary. A high-level overview, those are some of the things that we do to make sure that our tenants are aware of what needs to happen during an emergency and make sure that we're prepared to handle that emergency for them and to mitigate any type of issues that we can do, that when an emergency does happen, the headaches, the worries, the concerns are resolved quickly and efficiently. If you or anyone else you know is looking for a property manager that can respond quickly, can handle emergencies, and does the type of proactive work that we do to make sure that the process is smooth no matter what happens, please remember Green Ocean Property Management. We're more than a property manager. You'll get peace of mind.